Hey, everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in. I am here. I'm alone. No guest, no Billy. We're going old school. It's just me screaming in my room that I can barely afford. The steam heat, they just turned the steam heat on, so I have to open a window in the end of October. It's almost the end of October. It's almost Halloween, and I have a window open in my room because I can't get out of my own way. No, it's just me. We had a scheduling conflict, so who gives a fuck? It's just me, guys. Who cares? I have so much to tell you guys. So much to tell you guys. The first thing that is on my mind that needs to be said is the asshole pain that I am dealing with. Ooh, boy. The pain in my ass. Literally, I have a searing pain. It's not too bad right now. But I haven't taken a shit yet. But here's the thing, okay? Here's the problem. I finally got health insurance, okay? I got health insurance through the state of New York, which, by the way, is endearing itself to me more and more. They also sent me a $200 check in the mail, which you will get if you're making less than $75K, I think, which I'll be happy if I made half that, but they sent that, and now I have like state insurance that is actually pretty good. It's not bad. I'm sure something will happen. I'm sure a bunch of white pedophilic career criminal politicians will find a way to get rid of that. So I'm trying to get all my health stuff done now. Before some crook signs into law that, people, that this is a bad idea. We're losing money, which is the most important thing, by the way. I know it sounds like I'm being satirical or facetious or whatever fun word you want to put there. But realistically, I can't imagine it be a good use of money to just kind of give people health insurance. I mean, just let them die realistically, right? That's what we've been doing. I don't know why we're changing now. I mean, you kill one guy, now everybody's scared. Not to harp back on that, but, I can't imagine giving people health insurance as a net positive for the plan. I don't know. I mean, there's so many other things you could put that money towards. I mean, there's got to be like 3 or 4 guys that haven't been on a vacation in 3 months. They need a new addition on their home. Why don't you give it to them? Give it to them. What are you giving it to me for? I smoke cigarettes. I drink alcohol. I sleep poorly. Like, why? What are you giving me health insurance? I eat ice cream almost every night. You're going to give me health insurance? You're going to give me a free $200? That $200, you know what that went to? Drugs. I spent it on drugs. $200 straight to the pusher man. I'm the pusher man. I went up to him with that $200 check. I said, "Here, that's yours. Cash it in my name. Do whatever you got to do. Just give me a bag of something." But no, like I said, I do have, I got the state health insurance, and it's good. It's good. It is actually pretty good. It doesn't matter because I don't pay the bills anyway. That's the thing about health insurance. Like, people, that's what I don't understand in this country. There are so many ways to get around financial obligations. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Like everybody gets mad at people who don't pay taxes, right? That's the age-old thing. They're billionaires that don't pay taxes. Well, they give you so many options to do that. You'd be dumb to actually pay your taxes, Like, for example, I used to have a car. I have a new car now, but I used to have another car, and I had a bunch of parking tickets on it. Parking tickets, speeding tickets, all that shit. And I would just, whatever. And they kind of just piled up, and I started getting red envelopes, and my old landlord would send me pictures. He's like, "Hey, this looks important." I'm like, yeah, I gotcha. And I would never go get it. I don't know. It's fine. And I thought that all that stuff would come up when I went to go get this new car. And none of it did. It just got swept under the rug, apparently. And also, when I did have that car here in New York, I was getting things in the mail that said, "Hey, if you don't pay these tickets, we're going to boo your car, we're going to tow your car." But by then, I had already junked it. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways to get... In fact, I made money. That's the thing. I made $500. I made $500. I junked the car and I made $500. That's what's really cool. I made money instead of paying money. Because as I've said ad nauseum, parking tickets and tolls and all that shit, I have zero respect for the people who pick those jobs. I know everybody needs a job. I know everybody needs to work. Fine, I get it. There's worse jobs, but in the public sector, I mean, that you are the bottom tier. If you are listening to this and you work at a toll booth or you work as a meter maid, I've said it 1,000 times, but I'll say it again. Kill yourself. Kill yourself and live in poverty. Or find a different job. Find a different job, find a different skill. Learn how to code. Why don't you get on the computer and learn how to code? Learn how to make an automated system that'll do it for you. Once it's a massive surveillance state and nobody can really go anywhere without being worried, there's like times of the day where people can drive and times of the day where you can go, okay, this is where people can go to the grocery store. And it's like when I went to Quebec, like the trains stop going into Montreal at a certain time when people are done working. So they're like, all right, if you don't drive, then you can't get it. That's gonna come here soon. Like when people stop going to events, like when people stop going to live events. My job as a stand-up comedian is going to be going to people's homes. It's going to be people calling me up saying, "Hey, we have 3 people here. It's me and my kids and my wife. Can you come entertain?" And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be people going to the boxes that everyone lives in because nobody will have homes. Nobody has homes already. It's very hard to get one. And we've already been convinced that getting a home is stupid anyway. So. And which, by the way, I agree with. You don't want to. What do you want? You want to own something? Come on. Enough of that, bro. This is 2025. But the future of entertainment, the future of live entertainment, I believe, is going to be house calls. It's going to be people who have enough money to call over Dua Lipa to do a performance in like a room. For not even like a lot of people, but they'll pay a lot of money. That's the thing. Everybody's going to have some kind of scheme. Like the money thing is just the wealth that people are able to acquire now is, and the way that you can acquire it is infinite. It's infinite. So people are going to have scams and schemes like we do now. They're going to be maybe in the AI space, or they're definitely going to be in the tech space. It's not going to be no street schemes anymore. Like I said, you won't be able to be on the street. So by that point, it's just going to be, hey, Bill Burr, come to my house and perform for me and 5 other people. That's what it's going to end up being. And that's what live entertainment will be. That'll be the last iteration of live entertainment, and then eventually that'll get outlawed and whatever. And it'll just get more and more specialized to where there's like, 100 people worldwide that can even afford to do it. Which means that the amount of entertainers will be reduced, which will be nice. That'll be nice because it's obviously ridiculous. This is the only country in the world where you can grow up thinking that it's easy to become famous, right? That's the whole reason I'm doing this, the podcast. We are so disillusioned that we, as children, are taught to believe that we can be famous, like not only 1% of the whole planet achieve something like that, right? There's nobody in Kyrgyzstan in a mountain that's like, well, I would like to be influencer. I would like to be Jim influencer on Facebook and have reels. I'd like famous reels for people, and then I can give people discounts, 30% off Gymshark wear. This is my dream. This is what I'd like to do. Meanwhile, they're baling hay, they're chasing rats out of the barn. There's none of that. There's none of that. That's only here. That shit only happens here. Now, I forgot how I got on this whole tangent. It was about giving us health care and how I have health care and how my asshole is in pain. My asshole is in pain. I went on a pretty deep tangent just then, but my asshole is hurting, guys. It's hurting. And it's not from what you think, all right? I don't do that. I get fucked in the mouth, not in my ass. Plus, I mean, you're supposed to prepare for getting fucked in the ass, right? That's what I've heard. You can't just willy-nilly go get fucked in the ass. Like, you got to have... You can't eat certain things. I know you got to kind of, like, prepare or whatever. But I feel like that's one of those things where it's like, you know, fighters feel like they have to stay active, to stay on, to stay switched on. I feel like that's the same thing with getting fucked in the ass. If you're always getting fucked in the ass, you don't got to get ready for it. You know, stay ready, so you got to get ready. You follow what I'm saying? I think that's kind of the school of thought there as well. But I haven't been getting fucked in my ass. I think I just have an enlarged prostate, which is exciting. That's very exciting for a 28-year-old to be confronted with. I'm not positive that that's what it is. I just did the Google stuff, and it seems like potentially I might have a large prostate. Now, what does that mean? I don't know, but I'll tell you this. It has made taking a shit one of the worst parts of my day, which before this, unarguably one of the best parts of the day. I think everyone agrees with it. I think every person, man, woman, and everything in between, every person agrees that taking a shit is one of the nicest things. Because we don't have much. You follow what I'm saying? Most people don't have much. Most people don't have an outlet. They don't have an outlet that makes them feel good. I'm fortunate enough that I can do this and I can go do stand-up and whatever, but some people don't, you know, they don't write, they don't paint, which is fine. It's cool. It's okay. Everybody has their own way of living, so they only have a few things to really look forward to. They only have a few little parts of the day that are very, very exciting. And, one of them is having a good meal. Maybe you packed a good lunch. Maybe you packed a good beef stroganoff. Ooh, baby, we got a good lunch. Or maybe in the cafeteria today, it's pineapple upside down cake day, you know, and that's oh boy, I'm looking forward to that. Right? Or maybe you look forward to sleeping in on a weekend, or, you look forward to cleaning your garage, or seeing the person you love, or watching a game, watching a big game, watching a big fight. I know that gets me excited, watching a big fight. But one of the most consistent sources of joy across the world, doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter your background, what religion, creed, it doesn't matter, man. Everybody agrees that taking a shit is top tier joy. It's top of the list, man. It's top of the list. And it's free. It's relatively free. It's free. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to eat. You got to eat something, and you got to pay for the toilet paper. But again, that's sunken cost. You don't even think about that shit. It's relatively free. It's one of the joy. It's taking a walk on the beach. You know what I'm saying? It's taking a walk on the beach. It's meeting a stranger and finding out you guys both like the same. You guys both like the same. You guys both like the Mets or something. You know, it's a simple joy in life. It's a cup of coffee on your porch while you watch the birds sing. You know, it's that and taking a big dirty shit with your pants off. You take your shirt off, your legs stretch out. You get cramps. You got to rub. Oh, yeah. That's the same thing as reading a nice book. Reading a nice book on a rainy day by the window. That's the same thing. Taking a fat, sweaty shit. It's just as satisfying. So to be in a position now where it actually scares me, it's terrifying for me to go take a shit because it hurts. It hurts bad, guys. It really does. It hurts bad. It feels like I'm shitting out hardcover books. It does. It feels. You ever take a shit where you feel like it's spiky? This is every single shit that I'm taking. Every single one for a little. And usually, I've had this problem and it kind of goes away. This is the thing as a man. As a man, you just kind of have these problems and then you're like, well, it'll go away. Something else comes up. You tweak something and you forget about it. But this hasn't gone away. And I also wonder if it comes from riding my bike. Riding my bike, your ass takes a bit of a pounding. You know, you hit bumps, especially here in Brooklyn, they really don't give a fuck about people. They don't give a fuck about the roads in Brooklyn. So you do. I know I said I wasn't getting fucked in my ass, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. You ride a bike here in Brooklyn, you know, it's we already know the Bushwick stereotype. So I think it just all feeds into it. It all feeds into it. That's why when people move here, they start to explore their sexuality a little bit more because they're riding bikes on the street that are fucking them in the ass. So yeah, I am. Right now, I feel okay because I haven't gone to the bathroom. I haven't had to, but it scares me. It's like when you've been bad in school and they called your home, and you know that they called your parents, and you know it. So you go to the house and you're like, oh fuck, dude, I'm gonna get chewed out. In my case, I'm gonna get beat. Yeah, I don't know if people still do that. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they still do. But it was that kind of thing. You know, you're gonna get some kind of a whooping, whether it's verbal or physical, and that's what it feels like. It scares me to go to the bathroom, and you have no idea. You have no idea how sad that is for someone like me. How sad it is. Imagine you sitting there listening to me, thinking about the shit you're going to take later on. You're so excited. So excited. It's going to be a good one. And you do it, and it feels like there's a knife horizontally coming out of your colon, sideways, right? Sideways coming out of your ass. That's what it feels like. So my appointment is on it's on Halloween, which is scare. You have prostate cancer. Ooh. The ghost of you is going to be haunting your family when your asshole is filled with poisonous cells that are just going to eat you away. Isn't that a nice image? That's a scary. I mean, that's Halloween, man. That's what Halloween's all about. Halloween's all about getting a disease that'll kill you, a disease that'll kill you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's nothing. It honestly does not feel that bad right now. It's like it's not good. It's not good. I don't like it. It's hard to sit, you know. Like when I'll go on the train, I stand. I don't care how long it is. I'm like, just sit. You sit. I'm kind of dying. I'm kind of in horrible pain. So that's what that is. That's more or less the big thing in my life. Good God, I was laying with my lady last night, and I was like wheezing while we were making love, and it like ruined me. I'm sitting there like, makes me want to stop smoking, man. I think I am. I think that's going to be the next thing. I was going to do Sober October as far as booze goes, but it's just so boring, man. Good Lord. It's just so boring. Like, smoking weed is awesome. I love it. It's back in my life. It is. It really is. Like, for a while, it was not giving me a good feeling. I was getting terrified. I was getting scared. I was sitting around getting scared. And now it's back. It feels good. I get nice and high, just like I used to. And I love it again. But I want to booze, man. I want to drink. I want to get hammered. There's nothing like getting hammered. That's good too. That's a good thing too. It's not great for it's not great for your asshole, if I had to guess, but it's just so goddamn boring. How do people do it? How do people do it, man? Hit me up and tell me, how do you live? How do you live without making a fool of yourself and spending lots of money? That was the other reason why. Because I kind of got whacked with a lot of bills this month. And I was like, well, let's cut down on the booze. And then you go to a birthday party and you're like, well, I can't hang out with these people. I can't hang out with these people and not be drunk. I'm at a birthday party with a bunch of open mic comedians. You think I'm going to hang out here because it's fun? You think I'm having fun with you guys? You think I'm having fun hearing you guys constantly try to make jokes over each other about the same bullshit? Hell no, man. I need to get hammered if I'm going to be involved in this. I need to get drunk if I'm going to be involved in this. I actually hung out with some friends. We went to a bar and they were getting drunk, and I was like, man, I wasn't drinking. This is when I was still trying to, like, hold it. This is when I was trying to stay on the wagon, correct? I was trying to stay on the wagon, trying to not get fucked. This was the beginning of the month. And I was like, damn, bro, these motherfuckers are pounding drinks. Pounding them. And it's funny, man, because I can drink with the best of them, but I, for whatever reason, cannot do it very fast. Like if we drank for 6 hours in a night, we'll probably have the same amount of booze in us. It's just going to take me longer. And I think that's because I like to savor, man. I like to savor stuff. I really do. I like to really let it marinate my insides, whatever it is, cigarettes, fucking, booze, whatever it is. I like to take I really like to feel it. I like to feel it, man. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to rush. You're not supposed to rush doing drugs. Certain drugs, sure. You want to do cocaine? Yeah. Boo, yeah. And then you go. Bang, 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 bang. But that's a fast drug. That's a drug that's fast. You don't sip on cocaine. You don't, and then you do the rest of that. No. You do it all. You do all of it and I love finishing a bottle of alcohol. That's awesome. I used to drink a bottle of wine, and it was great. But I'm going to take my time because it feels good. It feels like you're in a warm bath, and it's just slowly just. So yeah, I was on my lady, and a guy started getting in my head. I'm like, man, this bitch can hear me breathe. This is not good. This is not good because I lost some weight. I'm not a fatty boom batty right now. Well, I'm always a fatty in my head, but for the sake of whatever, I did lose a little bit of weight, which is nice. And I'm laying on this girl, and I sound like a goddamn toy. I sound like a dog's toy, just fucking. And it's like, man, you got to figure that out, bro. You can't be laying on your woman like this. You can't be you're going to die on this. I've seen a lot of Law and Order episodes where that shit happens. A motherfucker dies while he's heaving and hoeing on his lady. It's funny how that is like the best way for the guy to go and the absolute worst way for a girl to go. For a guy to die while they're on top, while they're in them. And then they just die and fucking... Good Lord. That's got to be the... That is a Viking's death for a man, and just a horrible evening for a woman. The worst, because she's probably already getting awful dick already. If the guy is on the verge of death, he's probably not a dicksmith. He's probably not putting it down that, you know what I'm saying? He's probably, he's got some underlying health issues here. You can't imagine being the beacon of health if he dies while he's having sex. So, that's not what I want. That's not what I want for my girlfriend, and that's not what I want for me. So it would be nice. I also might be getting a little bit sick. I don't know what the deal is. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm trying to knock everything out before some bill gets signed and my health care goes away. So that's exciting. But anyway, I mean, apparently there's like a really big mayoral race here in New York. Apparently, I don't follow that kind of shit. I kind of just pay attention to what's in front of me, and I think about existential stuff. I don't really think about worldly nonsense. I don't care what their bodega order is of the guy that's going to. I don't care the bodega order of the next tyrant that's taking office here. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. That's one of the questions that they asked, though, and I thought that was hilarious. They also asked, Cuomo, Curtis Sliwa, and fucking Zoran my mommy about if they buy weed and what their bodega order is. This is how you know we're getting close, man. We're getting close to the end. We're getting close. These are the questions. These are the questions that they're asking the candidates of one of the most important offices in this country. If you are the mayor of New York City, you are basically the governor of New York State, and if you are that, you are also you're as close to the president as possible. I mean, this obviously you don't need me to tell you how influential New York City is, and then to be the mayor is massive. It's massive. You are one of the liberal solaces in this country, making you one of the most liberal solaces on the planet. I mean, it is. This is where people come for all kinds of things, for all kinds of opportunities, and it's a way of life, and it is very. It's crazy. It's a crazy place to be, and a crazy place to live. And before I moved here, I always wanted to know if the mayor likes ketchup on his bacon, egg, and cheese. That's what I always wondered. I'm like, man, does he get lox, or is he is he more of a platter guy? Like, will he do the like the eggs with the bacon on like a styrofoam plate, like the potato? Will he do that, or does he like a bacon, egg, and cheese? What is it? What do these millionaires, when they go to a bodega, when a millionaire goes to a bodega, you want to know what a millionaire says when he goes into a bodega? He says, we're buying this place, get the fuck out. That's what they're saying. When a person that is in the position to potentially be the mayor, okay, these are the three guys one of them is going to be the mayor of New York City. When someone that has that much influence, that much wealth, that much power walks into a bodega, the only thing he says is, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. This place is ours now. We're going to buy this place. This is ours. We're going to make a lot. Get out. Just get the fuck out. We're going to make this an office. Okay? We're going to make this place an office. That's what the real answer should have been. When they asked, what's your bodega order? Cuomo should have said, I go into the bodega and I close it down. I kick out the illegals and I say, the order is this whole place. I'm going to buy this whole fucking place. And this is where I'm going to grab women. I'm going to bring women here and I'm going to grab them. I'm going to grab them inappropriately in this bodega that I bought. That's what really should have been. That's what should have been the real answer. Mom Donnie could have been like, I'm going to hate Jews. I'm going to buy this place and I'm going to hate Jews. Is that cool? Can I buy this place and hate Jewish people? That is actually what I'm going to do with this bodega. That's my bodega. That's what I like to do that's what I like to eat for breakfast. That's what I like to eat for breakfast. That's what I like to do. That's what it should have said. We're going to buy this place and we're going to close it down. They also asked if they bought weed. Have they bought weed? Cuomo said no. Okay, Italian. That one I believe, because Italian people have the problem with, they think it's drugs, and I guess it is. But listen, I grew up around a lot of Italian Americans. Okay, they give alcohol to 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds. They have no problem with booze. And by the way, I think that's the right thing to do. No joke here. I actually think that's the right thing to do. That's probably why they don't have as many alcohol-related deaths over there in Italy, and maybe alcoholism is looked at a little bit different there, where drinking and smoking all day is very common in Italy. So people are like, well, what do you mean alcoholic? No such. But by our standards, we would call them an alcoholic. But they just have a different relationship with it, is my point. That's all I'm really saying. They just have a different relationship with it. They only drink it so that they can beat their wives. They can beat their wives and then pray. That's the other thing. They pray because Jesus drank wine. That's the cover. But drugs, no drugs. Italian people, no weed, no none of that shit. They look down on that very much so, very much so. So he said no, and then Sliwa said he bought some for medicinal purposes. He got medical marijuana when he had some kind of surgery, but he was also shot 5, and he's also Italian, I'm pretty sure. At least he sounds Italian. That's actually a good question. Curtis Lee. I wonder if he's Italian. He's going to get all the Staten Island votes, so he might as well be fucking Italian. Let's see if we can find that. He also, he was fucking attacked a bunch of times. Yeah, so he's Italian and Polish. Okay. Yeah. So, maybe the Polish side. I don't know what Polish people do in terms of drugs. I feel like those Eastern Bloc countries do weird, like crocodile, like shit we've never heard of. You know, they only do hard, like they do drugs that make you want to fight bears and shit. That's what I think. But he said that he got it medicinally, which is, that's fine, whatever. But that guy was also shot by crime like they wanted to kill that motherfucker. So I have no problem with him smoking weed. I think every politician should probably smoke a little bit of weed to relax a little bit, Could you imagine at like a summit, they're just getting stoned, passing a joint around, nothing would get done. Perfect. Nothing already gets done. So might as well be high. I've always said there's doing nothing and then there's doing nothing while high. And doing nothing while high, fantastic. Doing anything, being high enhances anything. So if you're in a room with, some of the biggest leaders in the world, some of the major powers of the world, and you guys are all like, well, what should we do about this? What should we do with that? That boring drag. Smoke a joint, man. Take some edibles and then figure it out. You guys be hugging each other, laughing, giggling. You'll find out Putin speaks English, It'll be incredible. But that guy, he should probably smoke weed just in general because his videos are crazy. Sliwa's videos are so crazy. He just goes up to homeless people and is like, hey, I'm going to get you a sandwich. And then he gets them and then just leaves. He's like doing influencer shit like that disgusting shit when people are like, oh, can I get 40 burritos? How long is it going to take to get 40 burritos? And they film themselves giving it away to people. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And that's what that guy's doing. And then Mamdani, of course, he's only 33 years old. He's a young cat. That's why people love him. He's like, yeah, totally. I've bought weed legally. Absolutely, I've bought it legally. Wink, wink. You probably bought it illegally too, bro. It's okay. I know you can't say that, but, it's fine. Listen, man, I don't know. Probably Mamdani's going to win. Probably Zoran, my mommy, is going to win, and we'll see. We will see what's going to happen. I don't care. It's not going to be long before he takes money from Israel. That's what I think. If he hasn't done it already, eventually it's going to come. It's going to come. They're going to come knocking on his door. All you white kids that think that this guy is going to do anything different. He might do some different things. And I hope they allow him to. Honestly, I hope they allow him to, and I hope that it at least shows us, hey, this is good or this is bad. Because at least we tried it and we found out. But really what's going to happen is he's going to get in, and there's going to be a cabal of a cabal of old guys wearing suits and Jewish guys like, hey, all that shit you were talking about us, run that shit back, son. Run it back. Say it again. Say that stuff again, bro. We're right here in front of your face. Wait, you're not visiting the Holy Land? You're not what? You're not visiting? You're not gonna? We told you we'd pay. You know we'd pay for you to go, right? You know we'd pay for you to go there, and you don't want to go. Why don't you want to go? You're gonna raise taxes on who? You know how much money you get for this job? Do you know how much money you get for this job? You know if you raise taxes, you're gonna get fucked too, right? That's what's gonna happen. That's literally what's gonna happen. Tax the rich. You're rich, you fucking idiot. That's what all these momos don't understand here in fucking all all over the country, but here we live in the fucking protest capital of the country. Okay, they just did the No Kings March last week, and it was great, peaceful, great demonstration. But it's all these white kids and these people that come here to be influencers and to be comedians and to be in the movies, and they all have a dream. They're all going to be a star, and and they think that they're going to change the world by getting on this pedestal. Yes, this guy is going to. And hey, man, I'm all for people getting behind something. I am. I very much am. But so many of those kids are rich. So many of those fucking kids are rich. So many of them are rich. And if their parents were there, if their parents were living here, they would not vote for that guy. They would absolutely not vote for that guy. There would be no shot that they would. But this is the hierarchy of needs, right? These are these rich kids that come here. They live easily, barely working, or they have some incredible opportunity because their dad knows somebody who knows somebody, and they make a lot of money so that they have time to go and campaign and to do all these things. And it was very much, it's very impressive how publicly funded that it was, that my mommy's campaign was or is. And it is very impressive. It is. And I don't mean to undermine the movement, but all I'm critiquing is who's in the movement, okay? You need money. You can't have a bunch of poor people. No poor people. Poor people don't have time to go on, to go knocking on doors. Will you? That's a luxury, okay? Real poor people have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. They're taking buses and trains all across town. They got to feed their kids. They got no fucking time to do any of that shit. No time to do any of that. They probably don't even have time to fucking vote. So it's by proxy. It's by proxy. This is, again, white people meddling in the problems of not that there isn't poor white people, but meddling in the problems of a marginalized group of people, because unfortunately that is how that works here. This is a obviously racist country, so it is if white people don't make noise about it, nobody's going to make noise about it. So the fact that that's happening is, again, this is all good. This is all a good thing. But the irony that if these kids' parents were living here, they would say, fuck Zoran, my mommy. He's going to tax us out the ass. He's going to rape us. That's the truth. That is the literal truth. That a lot of these kids' families and parents or whatever, they look at their kid coming to Bushwick and they're like, wow, he's just finding him. We all did crazy stuff when we were kids and But we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. And when he becomes mayor, I fully believe that he will become mayor. I will be watching for the next 9/11 because there will be one that he may orchestrate. He may put one together, guys. This may be the way to bring New York City back. But what's also very funny, is the response from the Wall Street people and the rich guys that live here, and they're like, "We're going to leave. We're going to leave New York. You do that to us, we're going to leave." No, you're not. Where the fuck are you going to go? Where the fuck are you going to go? Binghamton? You're going to go upstate? We're going to go Louisville, Kentucky. You're going to go sell stocks in Louisville, Kentucky to toothless fucking chicken farmers? Is that what you're going to go do? Of course not, you idiot. You fucking moron. We're going to leave. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Somewhere else? That's equally as... It's the same situation where people are looking to take down the rich. You're fucked wherever you go. So just shut the fuck up and stay rich. You don't pay taxes, you fuck. You don't pay them. Why are you even saying anything? Why are you even bothering? Why are you even getting involved? If I was fucking super rich, I wouldn't even get involved, dude. If I was making money on Wall Street, who gives a fuck? But, that's the sickness. That's the sickness of it. People just, they want to make money, and they don't want, and they also want their side to be right. That's the other thing. These guys are threatening, we're going to leave. Where are you going to go? You're going to open up a fucking Lehman Brothers in St. Louis? No shot. No fucking shot. You're going to go to Oronogo, fucking Missouri, and try to peddle annuities? Get the fuck out of here, bro. You're staying here. There's no, we literally had a terrorist attack, and people still move here. People move here. This is one of two places in the country that have been attacked by a outside threat, and people move here. And the other place people vacation at. Isn't that crazy? That might just be something about us Americans. We just like to. Maybe we need some more wars here on the soil, because people love going to Civil War shit. They reenact it. How come we only reenact Civil War stuff and not like World War stuff? Like, there's no World War II reenactments, Is that because it's too early? It's a little too soon, 80 years isn't enough. It's a little too scary. Imagine a World War II reenactment. There's a group of people in striped pajamas behind a barbed wire fence walking into a fake oven. That'd be sick. Or like Japanese guys flying. That's the other thing. You'd have to like kamikaze shit. Like guys just willing to break their back flying out of a fucking helicopter, flying a plane. That's probably why, actually. There's too much technology. You couldn't do a reenactment of like the Nagasaki, the bombs, You couldn't do that. It's just like a boom and just everybody just lays. Yeah, that's yeah. I get it. But that is the only just war, apparently. World War II was really the only one. I mean, the Civil War, the only reason we like doing it is because it's so old. It's because it's so old, and we like to think we're past that mindset, of people fighting for slavery. So now we can kind of look back on it with a modern eye, and we're like, well, that was an interesting time in our country. Why don't we dress up like dweebs and do it all over again? Why don't we... And I wonder if the prerequisite of being on the South Side, do you have to... Like, I get it, it's acting. We're just acting here. Whoa. But, like, do you pick that side? Do they pick out of a hat? Are you like, no, I want to be Dixie, baby. Give me that old Bonnie Blue, right? Is that what they call the rebel thing? Whatever. But imagine being the guy that's like, I'll be Robert E. Lee. I got no problem. I can do that. That's fine. We don't do modern war reenactments. It's interesting. I think that's an interesting thing. But again, they're just too... Why would you do a modern one, though, when there's so many new ones just a brewing? Ooh, baby. We got so many just a brewing. I mean, apparently Israel's going to stop fucking around in Gaza for 3 months, maybe. I'd give it 3 months, maybe a few years before they go back in there and start trying to kill motherfuckers, That's, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. For all the shit people don't like about Donald Trump, if this does stick, hey, you got to give it to him. You got to give it to the man. Now we just have to figure out how to stop martial law in Chicago. That'll be cool. Once they figure out that and people can afford to live and it's not, people aren't struggling to buy normal fucking household. Once he figures that out, then it'll be really cool. Once he stops impinging on freedom of speech, that'll be sick. That'll be very cool. And I don't know. I mean, everybody's saying he's going to run for a third term. We'll see. Hey, listen, nobody went into overtime in the Super Bowl until the Patriots-Falcons, okay? Nobody's ever done that shit. There's always going to be somebody that's going to, boom, break down that fucking wall. And nobody gives them their flowers when it happens, okay? Nobody gives them the flowers when it happens, when somebody is, the bar raiser. They only do it after they die. So you can believe this. If Donald Trump does even one more good thing, nobody's going to care until he's dead. And then when he's dead, there's going to be a lot of people. It's just like now, I get a lot of, I get like Nixon videos. I thought Nixon was like Satan. Nixon was the one that made acid illegal and mushrooms and made it a Schedule I drug, and then, Vietnam and Watergate scandal and all this shit. Why am I getting these videos of him in a positive light? Well, he's talking eloquently and people like him, and it's weird. It's very weird. So that's going to happen in this case as well. People are going to look at Donald Trump so many years down the line, and we're going to have AI videos or holograms or whatever the next step of technological entertainment is. It's going to be him in your room, probably in your living room, a hologram of him talking about, doing his dance and some of his famous speeches. It's going to be very interesting. But I don't know. We're going to see, man. We're going to see. I think I'm going to wrap this bitch up, to be honest. I have to get my laundry. I really didn't have a ton to say to you guys, but I did want to put something out there. I wanted to get some of my thoughts on the wax. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We will be... Oh, well, before I go, I guess I should mention this. Soon I'm going to New Orleans for Skankfest. That should be fun. Jake is prepared and ready to take on his opponent in a boxing match, and he better fucking win because he's my pupil, and I can't allow that motherfucker to lose. So if he wins, I'm going to give him a big hug and kiss, and hopefully I get some spots while I'm out there. I get to meet some cool people. I've never been to New Orleans, so I'm very excited for the voodoo and the vampires and the crawfish and all that, and the accents. I love the accents. They got the best accents down there, those Cajuns. But, yeah, guys, that's it. Hopefully next week we're back to our regularly scheduled program with it's the Halloween episode. We usually do something special for that. So we'll see, guys. Thank you all so much for listening. Talk to you next week. Peace.